about 2.5 weeks. Still tweaking it. And I wanted to make a little note, things I'm learning about this machine. This is a 2010 NT700. I bought it from the original owner with 7,500 miles on it. Something like that, okay? Now yesterday I've added an electric grip, electric vest outlet that I put on all my machines. And I put the male ends on a lot of my stuff that I carry on the bike, like a plug with a cigarette lighter for plugging in my electric tire pump. My tire pump and tire repair kit are there. And of course the electric vest. And if I need to charge my phone. Yeah, it's just nice to have a electric outlet. Now, the guy I bought this from had this BMW style plug mounted under the perch. Now, I'm not going to criticize the guy. I don't bash anybody, but I don't like having wires crossing my controls in front of me, flopping around in the wind or whatever, interfering with my movement. I like my electric vest to just plug in right there. But some notes about this. These don't come with toolkits. So I had to make up a toolkit. All right? And there's a pretty important tool you have to get the spark plugs out of this machine. This has a smaller plug, a C plug. It doesn't have, what is that, 12 millimeter thread? I think it's 10 millimeter. And the spark plug is a, I should have had this out. The spark plug takes a 16 millimeter thin wall Here it is. This is a 16 millimeter thin wall with a swivel. I guess it has to do a contortion to get down into the throttle or the spark plug tube, like on the Honda Pacific Coast. I had a Honda Pacific Coast I commuted on for 20. I owned it 25 years, but I commuted on it for 24. And it came with a toolkit tool that could go down in each of the 2 spark plugs for each cylinder. And you ain't getting them out unless you had that tool, because it had a hinge in the middle like this has. So apparently this motor is similar. I think this only has 2 spark plugs per cylinder. But you need this tool. I got this on eBay. I think it was $11.99 plus like $5 shipping. And it's very thin. And it is a spark plug socket because it's got that protector in the center to keep from damaging the insulator. So anyway, and I had to make up this toolkit. It took me a long time to piece together all the sockets and Allen wrenches. I had to go through my junk tool drawer and make up a kit. I'm sure I'll be tweaking that a little bit. But I was surprised that these do not come with a toolkit. And I've put these grips on. I'm going to put electric grips on. That's why I haven't glued this one tight yet. You may say, why did you put that on backwards? It's because I lean on the outer part of my hand. I don't lean on this part here. I lean on this part. So I put the thicker part out. I've done that anytime I have these Johar tapered grips. I'm not crazy about the red, but and I ordered 2 of these bumper covers. I forget which one. On eBay, one of the big parts warehouses. They were in California. They have an online parts diagram, and you just pick out the part and click it in there and fire them the money over the internet, and they are on their way. They were only $7 for one side and $8 for the other, plus shipping. So, because I bought this bike from the guy, he dropped it on both sides, and these apparently work because all the damaged stuff is still on the bike. This saddlebag's got some scratches right there. Or is it on this side? Yeah, it's got some scuffing. It's not too severe. Anybody that sees that's looking too close. But they're coming today. And with the weather being as nice as it is right now, I am going to get out there. But I wanted to do this video, just a little progress, tweaking in progress. Now, in making up this toolkit, they have this band here for holding something in place. I think in the owner's manual they say it's for the owner's manual, but I want to put the toolkit in here. But what makes it tough is this latch mechanism for the seat is right there. I don't like that design. And I could get something in here where my hand is, but what I'm going to do is break the toolkit up into two pieces. Some the bag there and some here, because I couldn't get this whole bag under there, and it makes it hard to press down on the seat because it was so thick. I put all my tools in an old sock to keep them from chewing through the bag as they bounce. I didn't want them bouncing. And one other thing, you want to hide your spare key somewhere on the bike. You don't want to go somewhere, go to the beach, you know, and you didn't get a room, you're just going for the day, and you put your keys and your wallet or whatever inside of, wrap it up in your towel and leave it at the beach, and the wind comes along, and goodbye, everything. And you don't want to lose your key. One of the customers at one of the Yamaha shops I worked at part-time called up. I used the beach as a reference because he called, and that's what happened to him. He put his keys, he buried them under his towel, and his towel blew away while he was in the water. All right? He had an older Venture that he bought from us. Now, generally, we record the key number. You call the dealer, tell them the key number. They'll be able to tell you the number of the key. Then you can go to the nearest Yamaha dealer, and if they have a competent parts man or a competent manager that is tuned into doing these things, or even one of the mechanics, they can cut you a key with the code that they have. And the dealers generally record that number, okay? The problem is, that guy bought that bike from us used. He had an older Venture, the first generation. I don't know what he did. He was like 400 miles away, but that machine had 11 locks on it. 1. Gas cap door, 2. Glove compartment was 3. A key for where the radio is. You can lock the radio in with a key. That's 4. The cover that goes in if you pull the radio out and put this cover on the hole. That's 5. Each saddlebag had 2 keyed latches on the front and back. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. He had one on his trunk. That's 10. He had 2 helmet locks. That's 11, 12 keys he had to buy. 12 lock mechanisms. 12, and he was going to go around with a ring of keys that would choke a horse. So avoid that. Hide your key somewhere on your bike where you can get at it. Now, on my machine, there it is. It's wired under this cover. I can just pop this cover off and get to my spare key. I'm showing you that because I don't leave my bike anywhere. Not anymore. I don't commute. Well, it was in a locked area anyway, but I don't leave my spare key at home. You take it with you. I don't know what that guy ended up doing that needed 12 locks. I don't know what he did. He had his stuff locked in the saddlebag, his wallet in that, but he couldn't do that with the key. So anyway, hide your spare key somewhere on your bike, even if you have to put it under something that you need to get a tool to get at it. Because it's a lot easier to go to a dollar store or the nearest parts store and get the tool you need to remove a side cover like on my Venture. I have my spare key hidden under here. That's held on by 2 Allens, okay? Well, what do? The Allen wrench is right here in this little pocket here. So that's how I've taken care of that. My spare key is hidden on the bike and I have a tool to get at it. On this machine I have it zip tied up under, out of sight. I wrapped it with tape so the weather can't get at it and no one would accidentally see it and wonder, well, oh, there's his key. But anyway, I'm going to hit the road here. It's warming up. I will continue to make these update videos. I'm learning about this bike. It's a 2010 and here we are in 2023. But I'm just learning about this bike. I really like it. It's very competent. I've only been able to change the oil and oil filter and the final drive oil and lube the pivots and pressure lube the cable on the clutch and lubed the throttle tube and adjusted the brake lever to where I like it and lubricate the locks. This has a weird lock arrangement. Look at all those cables and linkage rods in there. There's complaints on the internet about that. I'm going to have to practice. What would I do? How would I get that opened? On the Honda Pacific Coast I had, if my cable to release the trunk mechanism would break, I had an Allen wrench that would remove the 2 screws holding the seat for the passenger on. And then I could see all the cables in that under the seat that would release the trunk. So I took care of that problem before I had a problem, which I never did. That Honda Pacific Coast I had for 25 years, commuted on it for 24 years. I never even had to replace a burned out bulb on that machine. They're about as close to perfect as you can get. I only sold it because I retired and I didn't have enough room in my garage. When I retired, I actually had 8 bikes. Trials bikes fit nicely in the back there. But now I keep my tractor in here and I didn't have enough room, so something had to go. Anyway, I'll see you there.